What up, Bucs fans? This is Michael Plus from Real Bucs Talk. Back again to talk about today's matchup. It's a huge matchup for the Buccaneers as they enter against the San Francisco 49ers, who have been red hot. They have won, I think, 5 in a row, playing really great football, especially on the defensive side. And then on offense, they're doing just enough to find ways to get points and utilize their playmakers in the best of their abilities and really just playing good football, taking advantage of their opponent and finding ways to win. And you look at the Buccaneers coming off a obviously last minute victory once again, beating the New Orleans Saints to put their record at 6-6, and really trying to find their way offensively. And you look at this matchup. It's going to be a battle of defenses, in my opinion. The Buccaneers defense has been pretty good so far this year, and they've helped their team pretty much kept them in every game. It's just about the offense finding a way to score enough points. I mean, you look at the standings there. Buccaneers 6-6, 217 points forward. They've only allowed 219 points, and you can see that's clear below every other team in the NFC South. The problem is the Buccaneers defense is far superior than the other three teams, and that's why they are in first place by a game. Yeah, I mean, it's the Buccaneers division, and then you look at the 49ers, 8-4, 282 points for, only giving up 190. So obviously the point differential is very good. And they're a game above Seattle. So it's a huge game for them today. Obviously getting that another win would put them at 9-4, put them keep them ahead of Seattle, who they play next week on Thursday Night Football. So it it's a very intriguing matchup. Again, Jimmy Garoppolo's not in. They're going to have Brock Purdy as the quarterback. Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel, George Kittle. They have plenty of playmakers. The Buccaneers do as well with Mike Evans and obviously Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette, Rashad White, Cade Otton, Chris Godwin. All those guys have been stepping up. So now it's going to come down to, I mean, who can find a way to score points, who can be more effective on that side of the ball, in my opinion. You look at the injury report, Buccaneers are going to be without Mike Edwards, Antoine Winfield, Tristan Wirfs. Everyone else is going to be good to go. Leonard Fournette, Akeem Hicks will play. Sean Murphy Bunting, I think, will be back for today's game. The big one for San Francisco, Nick Bosa. Obviously, he didn't practice this week, but we got the report that he is going to play today. So that's a huge bonus for them. And obviously, the matchup to watch for the Buccaneers offense against their defense. But let's just look at, I mean, their team. I mean, you look at the schedule, they've had some bad losses. Obviously the the week one against Chicago, and then Denver losing by a point. They lost to Atlanta, believe it or not. So Kansas City. But other than that, I mean, it's been pretty convincing wins, just finding ways to win games. And their defense has been really good, especially against the last five. I mean, only allowing 14, 16, 10, 0, and then 17 points against Miami. So it's going to be tough sledding for the Buccaneers offense that has struggled. And I mean, Buccaneers defense is going to have to find a way to play outstanding today, in my opinion. You look at their depth chart, obviously we talked about Christian McCaffrey, Debo Samuel, Ayuk, all these guys, really talented playmakers. The offensive line is decent enough, obviously led by Trent Williams. And then the rest of the guys just do enough to, make it happen. Very athletic offensive line and they're just very creative in how they use their playmakers, the running backs, get them out in space. And that's probably what they're going to do today against the Buccaneers defense. Get rid of it quick, a lot of screens, a lot of just dump offs where they let their guys make plays. So Buccaneers are going to have to be smart and come up and tackle, maybe play some more zone, keep things in front of them and try to win on third down and hopefully find a way to get some turnovers. That's been the issue for the Bucs defense this year. Now you look at, their defense on San Francisco, studs everywhere. Obviously, Arik Armstead, he's a guy you got to watch out for. Nick Bosa, got to put a lot of attention to him. but their linebacking core is just so dynamic. Probably the best nickel linebacking duo with Greenlaw and then Fred Warner. Their ability to play in nickel and cover, tight ends, receivers, running backs, is very elite. And then their secondary is no slouch either with Travarius Ward, the big free agent signing, to Loa Humfunga. Probably say that wrong, but he's been really good. The safety out of USC, and then Jimmy Ward, the veteran, and Lenore has been solid as well. So they have a very good group. It's going to be very tough, facing them. And you look at their stats. Obviously McCaffrey and just really balance overall on the offense. Jeff Wilson Jr., Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell. So they know how to run the football, and then they just balance it out with their receiving guys and George Kittle and Samuel and Ayuk. So not a whole lot, but you look at their defense, they find ways. And obviously Nick Bosa there with 14 and a half sacks, playmakers across the board, and they find a way to get interceptions, pass defenses. So really just strong group. It's going to be a tough test for the Buccaneers today. And you look at it there, I mean, they have it pretty much even in the matchup predictor. So it should be a very, hopefully, low scoring game, I would assume. And hopefully the Buccaneers defense can play pretty stout. Again, you look at the over under 37 and a half. So not a lot of points predicted in this one. And if the Buccaneers offense can find a way to move the football and play smart and play how they're capable of, then maybe they can find a way to win this game. Now, the weather, it looks like it's going to be, pretty chilly in the 50s. There is going to be some rain, so that could help the Buccaneers from a pass rush standpoint. As far as the Bucs offensive line protecting against Nick Bosa, maybe slow them down a little bit. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be a slugfest. It's going to come down to who protects the football, who can get the key turnovers and find ways to put points on the board inside the red zone. But anyway, that's our preview of today's game. It should be a fun one. And if the Buccaneers can find a way to win this one, man, that's huge momentum from there going into the rest of the season. And obviously goes a long way into clinching the NFC South. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit that like button. Comment down below what you think of this matchup. Do the Buccaneers have a shot against San Francisco? And how do you think it's going to play out? And with that said, until the next one.